We are just finding out here that we do have Eric Duhaime, leader of the Conservative Party Quebec, on the line. Mr. Duhaime, Eric, thanks for hopping on this morning.
Always a pleasure.
What's your instant reaction here to
Well,
François Legault's announcement?
no, first off, I think there's not a lot of Quebecers who are surprised today. Even yesterday, you saw the Palace poll coming out. The CAQ was battling for the fifth place with Quebec Solidaire at 11%. It's the most unpopular government we had in our lifetime. I mean, it's not surprising. That being said, he chooses moment, and it's not all black and all white. If there's one thing that François Legault did successfully is to get Quebecers out of the old referendum debate. He was able to put people who voted yes historically and who voted no historically and make them work together to make sure that the interests of Quebecers were put forward. And I think that that's something that it's probably his main record. And unfortunately, the Liberals and the Parti Québécois want to go back in the old debate. But I don't meet any Quebecers who are nostalgic of the referendums of 1980 or 1995.
Do you view this news as opportunity for you and your party? You referenced the poll where the CAQ was in last.
Yeah.
You are now in third in that poll.
Yeah. No, it was a good poll yesterday. We're battling with the Parti Québécois in Quebec City almost neck and neck. We're second in all the regions, and in Montreal, obviously the Liberals are leading. But the outside of Montreal, the only party that could beat the Parti Québécois is the Conservative Party of Quebec, and that for us is a very good news. And the party historically, there's like two François Legault in politics. There's a François Legault in opposition from 2012 to 2018, and there's a François Legault in power. When François Legault was in opposition, I was one of those who was supporting him. He was the guy who wanted to cut tax to reduce the size of the state, to add the contribution of the private sector in healthcare, who wanted to exploit our natural resources, including our natural gas, who wanted to decentralize. Like he had a very conservative agenda when he was in opposition, and then he arrived in power and he did something quite different. But so I think that those who are the original CAQ and the former ADQ people who are part of that coalition, I think many of them that we have to court them now and try to bring them over in the conservative ranks.
What is your message to those disaffected CAQists who don't like the path that party went down as they're about to pick a new leader? What is your message to them before they do that?
Well, I think that they tried to have a coalition between the left, the right, the federalists, the sovereigntists, everybody in the same party. Obviously, it didn't work out quite properly. Us, we have a clear coalition of people who want to downsize the state, give more freedom to Quebecers, and we're welcoming them on board. I mean, that's going to be our clear message. The next election is going to be essentially outside of Montreal. Is going to be between the Parti Québécois, who wants a third referendum, or the Conservatives who want to review the model, the status model in Quebec. And that's going to be the main issue, I think, for the general election in next October.
Do you have some worries, though, as well, like under the scenario where the CAQ gets some sort of new dynamic leader from outside the party, that would be a serious threat to your party?
Well, it's difficult to know what does the CAQ stand for, especially now that Legault is not there anymore. It's a party that has, the only thing that sticks them together is Legault. When Legault's gone, you have people who have complete opposite perspective on almost every single issue in that caucus. So no matter who's taking the lead of the party, it's going to be a huge challenge. And I can't see someone who's going to be able to keep them all together, honestly.
It seems like you feel that your party is more representative of the CAQ's original vision than the CAQ is now.
Absolutely. I mean, the CAQ did a way left turn. They were flashing on the right and they turned left when they arrived in power. And I think that those who are true small C conservatives now only have one party, and it's the Conservative Party of Quebec. And it's not surprising that, our stronghold where we would win all our seats right now if there were an election is in Quebec City, which used to be the fortress, the stronghold for the CAQ. So we're going to win the seats that the CAQ had the highest percentage historically. So it's we're replacing the CAQ at their heart, and I think that's a good message for us. But then we need to expand elsewhere in the regions of Quebec and even in Montreal.
Monsieur Duhaime, thanks for your time this morning and hopping on this day. Appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Eric Duhaime, leader of the Conservative Party of Quebec.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years.
And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.